What's going on, you guys? My name is Zach Hartley, and in this video I'm going to walk you through 5 different ways that you can earn passive income with cryptocurrency. Here is everything you need to know. Let's go. Okay, so here are the 5 different strategies that we're going to talk about in this video. If you want to skip to any strategy in particular, I will put the timestamps down below because I value your time and I want to make sure you get the most out of this video. But first of all, we're going to start with mining. So mining is really nice because basically you're using computer power to mine for cryptocurrency. Now I have a basically high-powered computer that I've built myself, and I've got a video on my channel of how I put it together. And I also went out and bought a Bitcoin specific miner for about $13,000. I've got both of those videos on my channel, and I currently make about $30 per day in cryptocurrency, and so far I've mined about $2,400 of Bitcoin, actually about $2,413 so far right now, and we make about $5.40 every 4 hours. So really nice, excellent passive income source, and all I had to do is kind of set up a couple of miners, and now we make basically a lunch and dinner payment every day. So really nice. Now, the next form of passive income here is called staking, and this is basically where you lend out your cryptocurrency in return for an interest rate or an APY, basically known as an annual percentage yield. And this is basically you going out and locking up your crypto for a certain period of time in order to earn some extra income on that crypto. Basically what's happening on the other side is they are using that crypto to hopefully make more money for themselves, but you get to take your little interest rate or APY in the meantime. Now, there's lots of different websites and sources where you can basically go out and stake your cryptocurrency. The two kind of the best places that I have found so far have been Axie Infinity, this one right here, where you can earn about 78% annual percentage return on your investment per year. Now this does change quite drastically month to month. It used to be over 100%, now it's at about 78%. So there's Axie Infinity, and then there's also Pancake Swap, where you can currently earn about 61% APY when you stake your cake on Pancake Swap. So there's lots of different ways to do the staking. Those are kind of the two highest market cap, high return staking platforms that I have seen, but you can also stake your cryptocurrency on Coinbase and Binance. If you do it on either of these platforms and you want to stake your Bitcoin or Ethereum or anything like that, you're probably going to get somewhere between 2 to 10% APY, whereas with Axie Infinity and Pancake Swap, you get basically 61 to 78. And APY is almost the same as interest rate. It basically means if you invest $100 and you stake it in Axie Infinity for a year, you'll finish with 178. Now the advantage here is that you can restake on these platforms basically every day, so it actually compounds almost on a daily basis if you can stay on top of it, which is really nice because it turns this 78% here probably into about 100 to 115% per year, which is absolutely phenomenal. Now, I will put all of the links for this down in the description down below. There'll also be a bunch of helpful resources, and if you're interested, there's also a link for $25 in free cryptocurrency when you sign up with Newton. It's only available for people in Canada, but it's literally a free $25 when you deposit $100, which means you get an instant 25% on your money. So check out that link down below. Now, the third source of passive income here is something called nodes. Now, this one is a little bit more complicated and it's a little bit harder to explain here, but basically what happens is you go out and you buy something called a node, and that node earns passive income as long as you maintain your account. And the amount of income that that node earns is usually about 1% per day in the cryptocurrency that it was created. So for instance, we have something called a strong node, and it has a currency called strong token. And so when you stake or you buy a node, you have to buy it using the strong token, and then you get 1% back every single day. So you literally get 365% return on your money in 1 year. It's really amazing. There's a couple different options out there. There is strong, there's power nodes, and there's also something called drip network. Here is what they look like. And so basically you go to Strongbrock here, you connect your wallet, and you can basically get set up. And as you can see here, I think there's like 318,000 nodes, and these are all of the nodes that have just been created today. So it's a pretty popular system. The second one here is power. It's a very similar setup here, and you basically create a power node. And the last one here is called the drip network. And as you can see here, they basically, similarly to a high yield certificate of deposit, by paying out 1% daily return on investments up to 365%. So all three of these platforms are fairly similar, just kind of different structures and different prices. To get into Strong Block, one Strong right now is about $400 US. So I live in Canada, it would cost me about $5,000 to get started. And then theoretically, if the price stayed exactly the same, I would get 1% back on my money every single day. So if the price stayed level, it would be a very, very good investment. However, these tokens do fluctuate fairly dramatically, and they're fairly reliant on new people signing up. And so it's not necessarily like a pyramid scheme or a Ponzi scheme, but it's kind of close to it. So definitely do your research if you're getting into something like this. Now, the next one here is called Automatic Protocols, and this is probably my favorite. So out of actually my second favorite, mining is my favorite because that's going really well so far, but my second favorite source of passive income is with Automatic Protocols. And these are kind of like the best of both worlds when it comes to staking and nodes, because they're basically a cryptocurrency that automatically stakes and compounds your holdings within your wallet. And so what I mean by that is when you stake your cryptocurrencies, you have to lock it up and you can't touch it until you're done staking it. And if you buy a node, you buy it and you can't get that money back. You can't transfer the node and you can't sell that node. And so with an automatic protocol, what's really nice about this is it's a cryptocurrency that automatically stakes and it automatically compounds your holdings within your wallet. So it's completely liquid, it's not locked up, and it does all of that work for you. Now, the only one that I have found like this so far is something called Titano, and I really like this one so far because it is auto staking, it's auto compounding, it's a protocol, and the fixed APY on it is like 102%, and you get rewards every 30 minutes. So the amount of Titano you own actually goes up every 30 minutes. And if you go to my wallet here, it's really interesting because when you scroll down, you can see my Titano, and I currently own 7,008 Titano. Now, if you want to buy Titano, it's a little bit more complicated. What I've done is I've set up MetaMask, and then I buy it through PooCoin. It's just a little bit simpler, and I can actually see the price chart, so it's kind of nice for me. And as you can see here, I bought in on this day, probably around 12 cents, I think I bought in right here. We actually ran up to almost 19 cents right here. So I was up like 50% on my money, and now we're back down to like 14.5. So it is fairly volatile. It is very risky. It is quite dramatic, but what's cool about it is my holdings went from about 6,000 Titano up to about 7,000 Titano in just a matter of about 6 or 7 days. So about a 15% return on my money. The price stayed almost level, and I've done extremely well on it. So I'm really happy with how Titano has done so far. Now, the last option right here is called gaming, and gaming is really interested here. I actually watched a YouTube channel that kind of put me onto this, and it was really interesting because basically what a couple of people have done is there is what you call play to earn games in cryptocurrency. And so the more you play the game, the more cryptocurrency that you can earn. And the amount that you earn is usually based on how much you have invested into the game and what characters you have bought. And so if you have the money to buy the characters up front, you can actually pay somebody to play the game for you and earn that cryptocurrency. And if you live in a country like Canada or the United States or somewhere in Europe, you can probably afford to buy a couple of these characters, and you can probably pay somebody in a much lower income country to operate those characters and play the game for you. And there's a variety of different games that you can play, such as Pegaxy, Axie Infinity, or Crabata. And there's a variety of different ways that you can earn money in all of these games. So for instance, here's the game called Pegaxy, where you buy these horses and you race them against each other. It's kind of an interesting little take on a couple of other historic games. And you can race them, you can breed them, but you can also rent these horses out. And so you can buy a really, really good horse, you can rent it out, and you can share the winnings of the people that are playing with that horse. And so lots and lots of different ways to do this, lots of different games. Anything that is a play to earn game, you can probably set up a structure like this, and then you can go on to Fiverr.com and hire somebody to actually play that game for you, or you can just find a virtual assistant somewhere in the world. And it's really, really interesting because if you get really good at it, you can pretty much dominate any of these games and make a ton of money. Now, in summary, here's what you need to know. There are lots of different ways to make passive income in crypto. I just walked you through 5 different strategies, but there are also just as many scams out there. So make sure that you do your due diligence, that you're using the right website, that you're sending your money to the right places, that you're being very, very careful. watch a couple YouTube videos, watch some tutorials, watch my channel, see if you're doing it the right way before you actually execute that trade or transfer. Now, last thing to note here is my Discord chat. If you're interested in seeing what I'm investing in, when I invest into it, and what my analysis is, then definitely consider signing up for my Discord chat. That is where I post all of my charts, all of my analysis, all my trades, and pretty much everything I do goes into that Discord chat. So if you want to be a part of it, definitely consider signing up. The link is in the description down below. It's $5 per month and you get full access to me, my weekly watch list. You can ask me anything you want. There's an entire thread dedicated to questions for Zach, and I am there to help you as much as possible. It's $5 per month, super cheap. Check it out. Links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good luck trading, good luck investing, and we'll talk to you soon.